welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be going over February sinking funds and the sinking funds tracker. We're going to be closing out February's sinking funds. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'll go ahead and zoom you in to make this bigger. If you've seen any one of our videos, you know that we have about 16 different sinking funds. We keep them in Capital One 360 with the exception of Date Night and Life Happens. And I have a question for you guys. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I used to do cash stuffing envelope videos. I love cash. I used to have cash envelopes. I would always live by them. But since the pandemic, we have not been using cash. And so we still budget the same way as if we did have cash. And I've created, more sinking funds based on the cash envelopes we used to have. So like birthdays was a cash envelope, Christmas, date night, kids, miscellaneous and kids clothes, school, I think vacation, summer. What I'd like to know is, and can you leave me a comment down below and let me know, if I were to make videos with cash, but using the fake paper money that people have been using, would that be of interest to you? And the reason I ask is, I would just be pulling out the cash to film the video and then putting the cash back in the bank, really the way we're budgeting today, because we're not using cash. Once life goes back to normal, which I don't know if it will or not, once it does, we'll definitely be using cash again, and it would be, the same thing. But for now, what I'd like to know is, would that be something of interest to you? Only because it would be a visual representation of what this is and how things are coming in and out. And if that would be helpful or something you think you'd be interested in, I would definitely take a look. I'm curious to just do it and see what kind of response I get. If you could do me a favor and leave me a comment down below, I'd really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and close out these sinking funds. I went ahead and found my Erin Condren pen. Look what my son did. He pushed in the felt tip pen, so I was pretty upset about that, but I basically just used this anyway. All right, enough rambling. Birthdays. We did buy a birthday gift for $23.41, so we started with $70, added $50, used $23.41, so we're ending the balance with $96.79. Capital One 360 does the interest at the end of the month, so on the last day of the month. So I'm filming this on March 1st, so I've already allocated for the interest. I'm not adding in the interest here because I just want to keep track of how much I'm putting in, but this does reflect the interest accrued. Okay, car maintenance had $424. We added $100, and the balance is $524.59. We are going to have to use car maintenance here in the next month, so we'll see how much we have left. Car registrations, car tags started with $520, added $40. So we have $560.75. All right, Christmas gets $100, and I was kind of like trying to figure out why is that, but this makes sense. So we put in $100 for January. This is for February. So we have a total of $256. Date night, we had $128. We added $25. So our total is $153.86. We're not choosing to disclose our emergency fund right now. Next is haircuts. It is a total of $80, adding $60, with a total being $140.06. Next is Life Happens. $452.91, added $75. We also added $5,464.55. This was based on extra escrow and like when we refied, we had some extra money come back to us based on the escrow and the HELOC overpayment. So I did add that here because we are going to be refining another property, and we'll go ahead and use these fees for that refinance. Total balance for that is $5,917. 47. Okay, kids clothes started with 414, added 50. We bought some things, so we're now to 421.82. Kids miscellaneous started with 293.88, added 50. We had some stuff. I'll show you what we've spent so far if you haven't followed my weekly check-ins. And the remaining balance is 330.17. Medical, we started with 60, added 50, took out 27.66. Balance is 82.58. Pest control. Let's see if we're still in frame here. Sorry. Pest control, we had 102.73, added 40. This comes out quarterly, so add 40 each month. We just probably paid in December or January. Okay, let's see here. Pest control, we have a balance of 142.76. School, we have a balance of $411.24. We're adding $250. We do go to a public school, but there's always fees associated with just things that we're being asked to contribute to. So I just want to fund this and see what happens for next year. This is a balance of $661.42. Now, my son goes to a Spanish class online, and while next quarter for spring is coming out, I think in the month of March, I'm not going to pull it out of here. I want to just quickly see what a whole year cost is out of pocket for us, and then this will be accumulating. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what my plan is to do. All right, sports. My son he's not in sports, but we want him to be once everything kind of calms down in the world. So we have 120. We're just putting $10 each month, so this is a total of $130.51. Summer, we have a total of $252.72. We added 50, and that is $302.79. Home maintenance. So these are our home maintenance plans for, and sorry if this is crooked, it's just how I write, but we obviously have 3 properties because we own rentals. So for the condo, we have $226.42. You might be thinking, like, that's not a lot, but we wound up buying some appliances to replace here, so that's what dwindled it down. So we're recouping and building it up. So we have $259.149. Our Hayward house, there is more in here, but this is also encompassing their deposit. So we have a total of $6,674.07. And then ours, there's always something when you own a home, right? And so we add 100. We used $81.69 for fence stain. You'll see that here in a second. So that was a total balance of $115.93. So I do this because it's kind of hard, and I only write once here, against the coil. So that's why I have my sinking funds here. Let's go ahead and zoom you out. So sinking funds tracker, let's just talk a little bit. Let's zoom you in here to show you what we spent money on. All right, at the beginning of the month, we had a $5 prescription that came out of medical. We had $15.14 come out of the kids' miscellaneous. We bought some blue light glasses. For Camila, she's too little. She doesn't really understand why, and she's not really a big fan of these, so it's kind of been hard to keep her with them on. Santi already had a pair, so he already has some. $81.69, as I mentioned earlier, for the San Ramon Home Maintenance Sinking Fund for fence stain. And then we had a birthday gift, came out of birthdays. I really should rename this fund to be gifts, but I call it birthdays. And then we had 865 miscellaneous for sippy cups because we're trying to get Camila out of her bottle and into sippy cups. So that is the sinking funds month end for February. If you have any questions, let me know. If you've stuck around this long, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. If you left me a message and let me know what your thoughts are. If watching sinking funds videos with basically fake money would still be the same for you. Like, I was thinking, it would give a nice visualization. I really appreciate cash stuffing envelopes, but I'm finding it's kind of a trend where I'm seeing people kind of put in the links in their description of the video to like basically fake money. And when I say fake money, it looks real. It's just got watermarks and stuff on it. If you could do me a solid and leave me your opinion, I'd really appreciate it. With that, I'll let you go, and I look forward to having you watch our March week over week check-in and see how we did for the first week of March, and that video will be coming up later in the week. With that, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye.